The quality of questions you ask yourself directly determines the quality of your life. And today I'm going to give you several examples of how this is true in your training, in your health, and in your life in general. Coming up. Hi, my name is Mark Leitner from MMAcoach.net, where we help both fighters, coaches, and enthusiasts in MMA, and also help people generally become healthier and fitter. So today I'm going to talk about how the quality of questions that you ask yourself determines the quality of your life. So first of all, I'm going to start with a Tony Robbins quote. He said that quality questions create a quality life. Successful people ask better questions, and as a result, they get better answers. So true. Another quote from Tony Robbins. The way we communicate with others and with ourselves ultimately determines the quality of our lives. Also very true and very similar. So what do I mean by that? So let me give you an example, a few personal examples. So I had an elbow and shoulder injury when I was training in Sweden, and I couldn't train anymore. So what should I have done? And I had a fight coming up, and I had to rest my arm. And I could have rested my arm and, not compete in a couple of weeks. And what I decided to do was to put my injured arm in the judo belt. I wore a judo belt around my shorts, and I drilled everything. I've drilled takedowns. I've drilled. I was rolling with one arm. I was hitting pads with one arm, and as a result, many of my techniques improved. The alternative was to wallow in self-pity in my room and to ask myself, why did this happen to me? Which would be a very bad question to ask yourself. Instead, I asked myself, what can I do with one arm? And I started discovering that I can do very much with one arm. And as a result, my jab improved, my low kick improved, my double leg improved because I had to use a penetration step. I had to do a really good penetration step because I couldn't get away with just grabbing my opponent with my arms around his legs. No, it's not good enough. And with a good double leg, you have to have a good penetration step. So I developed it only then when my arm was out of use, that I couldn't use it. So that was the result. And I was even starting to tap people out with one arm. So I'm not saying this to brag. It's not about that. It's about overcoming perceived limits. So I developed a lot, and it allowed me to actually prepare for competitions because I had osteophytes in my elbow, which means bone spurs. And if I trained with two arms, my elbow would get swollen in 2 or 3 trainings, and I had to rest for like 10 to 15 days, which was out of the question. So I trained most of my time. I trained with one arm until I got the surgery. So that's one example. Ask yourself, if you get injured, not why did this happen to me? Oh man, I feel sorry for myself. No, ask yourself, what can I do? What can I do with other leg, with other arm, with whatever is left after you get injured? And you can do a lot. You can watch footage, fighting footage, and learn that way. You can watch instructionals, write things down to try eventually. Many, many things. And another example is when I injured my lower back. I'm still nursing my lower back. It's much better. And I might do a video about this, how I helped myself, not only me, but what help I had and stuff like this. But when I injured my lower back the first time, I couldn't sit anymore. Right now you're seeing me at a sitting desk. I could not sit more than like 5 to 10 minutes. Whenever my wife and I went to see our friends in the restaurant or in a cafe, I sat for 5 to 10 minutes and then I had to take a walk. Now I can sit again, which might seem strange to you, but trust me, I had a lot of back problems. So what did I do? instead of asking myself, oh man, why did this had to happen to me? I asked myself, what can I do to fix it? So I started researching. I started going to physical therapists, but I couldn't use all the knowledge that they gave me. I tried things out. Some of them worked, some of them didn't. Then I searched online on YouTube and online for other exercises. I tried those. Some of them worked, some of them didn't. And I found a way to help myself, because I set my mind right. It's very important that you set your intention and your mentality right. If you don't believe you will succeed, then you won't, because then you won't make the effort to find out, to find the answers. So I was searching the internet, looking for exercises, looking for methodologies, trying them out, seeing if my back hurts when I try them and stuff like this. And it worked. I'll give you another example with my back. So sitting and working was out of the question. So me shooting videos or like more editing videos, shooting videos does not last that long, but editing does. So me sitting at my table and editing a video was not an option anymore, or doing any type of work on a computer. So what did I do? I saw these workstations, very expensive workstations, like $8,000 to $10,000 workstations, where it can be, you can sit in it, you can sit in it at an angle, or you can lie down completely. Sometimes you can even stand up and work. It looks like a dentist chair on steroids, and it's very good, but it costs a lot of money, and that was not an option for me. So what did I do? I was trying to find a way to mimic that on a budget. And yes, I had to think about it intensely for a couple of days. I was obsessing about it. I was running different scenarios in my mind, and eventually I got it. What I did was I bought a monitor arm on AliExpress, which I bolted into my wall. And this arm allowed me to move the monitor up and down and tilt the monitor. And I also bought this garden chair, which can be tilted all the way down to the lying position. And I basically had a lying setup. I was able to lie down and work and tilt my monitor, and it didn't look like $10,000 worth of workstation, but it served its purpose. I was able to lie down. I was able to work. Yes, I got sleepy sometimes when I was lying down and working, but I was able to do the work. If I did not believe that I can find a solution, if I did not ask the right question, how can I make a lying workstation on a budget? I would have never succeeded. So it's time for you to ask yourself, is there an area in your training, in your life? Doesn't have to be MMA training. It can be a fitness. This is not a channel only for MMA people. Recently, I started doing more videos, wellness and health videos as well. So whatever area you have problems with, ask yourself, are you asking the right questions? It takes habit. It takes time to form this habit of asking the right questions. You need to become this passionate about this, emotionless about this. People tend to get a little bit sad, and when things are not going their way, not only sad but discouraged. But you shouldn't feel that way. You shouldn't feel that way at all. It's natural, but move on from that and ask the right questions. How can I X, Y, and Z? How can I improve my health? How can I improve my back? How can I find time to exercise? How can I lose my belly fat? What can I do to lose 3 kilos in the next, 3 weeks or something? When you do that, your brain starts coming up with solutions. It's very similar to ChatGPT. If you prompt it correctly, it will give you a great answer. If you give it a suboptimal prompt, you will get a suboptimal answer. Let's take an MMA example. If you ask yourself, oh, why isn't this triangle choke working? Your answer might be, your brain might give you an answer like because you're stupid, because you're worthless, because you're not cut out for this sport. But if you ask yourself, how can I improve my triangle? And get specific. Oh, I cannot wrap my legs around his neck fully. I'm always short. What can I do to wrap my legs fully around his neck? And then your brain starts searching for solutions. Maybe you ask someone that has a good triangle. You ask him that same question. Maybe you find a video. Maybe you come up with a solution all by yourself. But only when you ask the right questions do you get the right answers. If you have any questions around this or regarding anything, shoot it down in the comments below, and I will see you again very soon.